Damage here is just unbelievable. So many businesses along the path of this tornado had their windows broken out. Businesses like the one behind me just completely destroyed. And witnesses say this terrifying tornado came with very little warning. This morning, Midtown Tulsa is in shambles. A rare August tornado tearing through the heart of this normally bustling shopping area. Many buildings and businesses destroyed. The roof of this home shattered after a tree tore a hole through the living room. Toppled power lines, leaving thousands in the dark. Perhaps a saving grace, the twister touched down just after 1 in the morning, when most people were home.
So you can see two tables were pushed together right here.
The roof of this TGI Fridays collapsed with patrons and employees still inside.
It sounded like an explosion going off.
A family of 6 sitting right below, trapped beneath the rubble.
I ran to where I heard the screaming, yelling.
Police Department spokeswoman Demita Kennard says it's a miracle no one died.
What was your reaction when daylight came and you saw this?
You know, and I knew that people had been trapped in a restaurant. And so you have a concept, you know, somebody sitting there and stuff falling on them. But then you see that and you're like, holy cow.
The tornado formed so quickly and unexpectedly, it touched down before warning sirens had a chance to go off.
This one happened, it just happened too quickly. I mean, it was just all of a sudden it's there. We didn't have any ramp up time.
Tulsa now facing the damage that has been done.
It's a miracle that we can stand here right now and talk about this happened, it's over with, and now we are moving toward recovery.
Now, 24 hours after this twister touched down, officials are still surveying the damage here, asking folks to remain out of this area as much as possible. According to the records, this is only the 3rd time in 50 years that a tornado has touched down in Tulsa in the month of August.
Oh, we tried to give a heads up that there would be severe weather coming up in the mid-Atlantic, and here is your proof. Possible tornado in Salisbury, Maryland. A lot of this concentrated near Salisbury University, flooding from significant rains, but you saw those flipped cars and the power lines down, so quite a mess, and the survey teams will be out early Tuesday. San Antonio, Texas got bombarded with heavy rainfall, so what an active start to the week for both of these parts of the country. Water rescues, people being told to leave their homes and having to go to shelters in the meantime to wait that out. And we're still not done with the rainfall for so many of these spots. It's going to remain very soggy across the mid-Atlantic and across the south. As we continue with our Monday, here is the radar outlook, and you can see concentrated across eastern Virginia and North and South Carolina. Wow, still going to get socked with rain. And on Tuesday, the stormy pattern continues. Same thing goes as we go into Wednesday. That's just showcasing the south. Remember, this is also happening for parts of the central and southern plains.
Travis, right now we just see that wall cloud. We don't see it. It is still trying to make funnel clouds. You can see there going up and down. It's in a life cycle that wants to develop a little bit more, but it seems to be ebbing right here. We're going to continue to track it. Now, you're talking about debris. We saw large pieces of debris. funnel cloud right there starting to develop, and it continues to develop up and down here with large debris in the air. We saw large portions of aluminum roofs, metal roofs coming off and flying out around 169 east and west side of it. So again, if you're outside, be careful of any flying objects that are out here, as well as the tornado that's coming out. So again, it's just not the tornado, but it's the debris that's out in this area. And you can look at this funnel cloud really starting to get defined out here. Now we are just south of 56th Street, north of 46th, right in the middle here, on the just by the quarries. That's at the quarries right now. It's on the ground again, Travis. It is on the ground at the quarries, moving eastbound, right between 46th Street and 56th Street, moving directly towards the Port of Catoosa. Travis? That's correct. We're just, like I said, north of 46, literally right in the middle between 46th Street and 56th Street, about a mile south of Gundy's, if you will. And we're moving towards the Patriot Golf Course in that community. I'd say it's maybe a quarter mile from that as it continues to move eastbound towards the Port of Catoosa. Travis? Travis, that's going to be Stone Canyon out here. This is Stone Canyon that it's right on the west side of right now as it continues to kind of skip around this area. Correct, Travis. It's now getting into residential area for the first time since it's been on the ground over by Mohawk Lake and the reservoir. We are now getting into Stone Canyon and that residential area that's to the northwest of the Port of Catoosa, as well as that the golf course that's out here. You can see it skipping through that area, but again, it is on the ground in the Stone Canyon area. Travis?
This happened after lunar eclipse big tornado in Oklahoma Tusla. An uncommon August tornado struck Tulsa early Sunday, damaging buildings, toppling utility poles and injuring around 30 people, authorities said. No deaths were reported when the tornado struck at around 1:30 a.m. 2:30 a.m. ET, the National Weather Service said it confirmed damage from an F2 tornado in the central part of the city. 8 people were hospitalized after a TGI Fridays restaurant collapsed, trapping people inside. It completely collapsed right on top of everybody, so it's lucky that people came out with their lives, restaurant manager Zane McCullough said. More than 14,000 people in the Tulsa area lost power at one point due to the tornado and severe storms, utility provider Public Service Company of Oklahoma said. Around 125 utility poles were broken or damaged. The city's warning sirens did not sound before the tornado struck. Tulsa Area Emergency Management Director Roger Jolliffe described it as a fast-moving storm that left little time for warning. To have warned, we would have been warning after the fact, which would have not been the right thing to do, Jolliffe said.